So we figured out the molar mass of water. And why do we care about the molar mass of anything? Well, it's pretty simple. Let's go back to our map. The reason I care about the molar mass of anything is so that I can go back and forth between these items. So let's again talk about, I have 18.015 grams in 1 mole of water molecules. What does that do for me? Well, there's my grams of water, and I can use that molar mass. See that right there in that fraction? 1 mole over the molar mass. I can use that to tell me how many moles of water are in my glass of water. We're going to go to that in just a second. Then I could go from moles to how many molecules of water there are. So let's say that I grabbed a glass of water and I put it on the scale, on our balance, pardon me, and we're just going to make up a number. We're going to say that it had a mass of 64.7 grams. Whoops, H2O, we're going to make that bigger. Looks like an eyeball. Anyway, 64.7 grams of water is what I pretended I just got off of my scale. Now, I could tell you with the information that's on this page and some easy calculations how many molecules of water, tiny little molecules, are floating around in that glass. How many water molecules make up 64.7 grams of water in my glass? And this is how I do it. I've got my map. We just said we've got 64.7 grams of H2O, and we want to take that to how many moles is that? Well, here's a conversion factor. 1 mole of water molecules is equal to the molar mass. So let's do that part first. Check this out. I could say 64.7 grams times that conversion factor I just got. And that conversion factor on my mole map said 1 mole over the molar mass. And I just told you the molar mass of water is 18.015 grams. I'm just going to round it to 18 to make it easier for you guys to follow along. And I could just take my calculator and I could say, okay, let's take a peek here. I know watching me do calculations is boring, but 64.7 divided by 18. Okay, so what I just did was I said, well, I multiplied my number of grams of H2O by the conversion factor, that fraction right off my mole map that points from the mass of something to how many moles that is. There's that conversion factor. Put it right there. And when I do that, I can cross out grams as a unit of measurement. That's really important. That's why I wrote grams here, and that's why I wrote grams there. Now I know that I've canceled out grams as a unit of measurement. And I just multiplied straight across. And then whatever I get, I put here. I just happen to get 64.7 mole, because 64.7 times 1 mole. And that would be over this fraction of 18. Again, there's no grams. And then I used my calculator, and my calculator said 64.7 divided by 18 is 3.59. And I'm going to say 3.59 mole. Now, I'm not concerned about rounding to the right number of significant figures yet. We're going to talk about that as we go through more problems. But this is as simple as it gets. It's not difficult. You just find the molar mass, and then you use your chart to say, well, which way am I going? I happen to be going from grams to moles. And I used that molar mass information right there in my fraction. And you can see the math works out, 3.59 moles. That just means that my 64.7 gram glass of water that I got off my scale has 3.59 moles of water molecules. And you say, okay, but again, why would I want to know that? Well, we're going to do another video where we go from moles to something else, and I'll show you how that works.